We received further advice from the Treasury on the impact on the economy of additional Victorian restrictions. The additional restrictions announced by the Victorian Government on the 2nd and 3rd of August are tighter and extend for a longer period than assumed in the earlier estimates that were provided. Treasury has assessed the impact of these new restrictions and notes that there is a high degree of uncertainty in relation to any of these estimates, and these estimates will be further updated in the October budget. The additional restrictions in Victoria in August and September is estimated to reduce the size of the real economy, real GDP, in the September quarter by between $7 and $9 billion. This is a heavy blow, a heavy blow. 80% of this economic cost is expected to be in the affected areas of Victoria, of around $6 to $7 billion in that state. The remainder represents a preliminary estimate, and I underline that, of the broader impact on confidence in other states and supply chain impacts from the shutdown of certain industries in Victoria. The combined effect on GDP of the stage 3 and 4 Victorian restrictions through the September quarter is expected to be in the order of $10 to $12 billion, tracking some 2.5 percentage points from quarterly real GDP growth. National unemployment rate is now expected to exceed the forecast peak of 9.25% and may instead peak closer to 10%, which I note is in line with what the Government Reserve Bank was also indicating. But of greater concern, as I've said to you before, is the effective unemployment rate. We know that the measured headline rate of unemployment does not tell the full story about what's happening with people's jobs, and I've been very candid with people about that. And it is estimated the increase in effective unemployment to be between 250,000 and 400,000. Now, that isn't necessarily people who have lost their employment, but it also includes those whose employment has been reduced to 0 hours. But as I said, the effective unemployment rate is the one we're watching. This should see, it is estimated that we would see that effective rate of unemployment, which had fallen in the most recent numbers down to just over 11%, head north again back to where it had come down from, which is in the high 13s. So that is very concerning, that is very troubling, but it is not unexpected. In the circumstances, these measures will have a very significant cost, and it will impact the recovery path. But the task doesn't change. We get on top of this issue in Victoria, and we band together and we make this work. And we work together across the country to do the things we need to do to boost that demand, to encourage that investment, to rebuild our economy and to go forward. I know this news is upsetting and disappointing, but Australians, we have to keep our heads up. Let's keep our heads up together, let's look out for each other, and let's get through this, and I know we will.